Hi guys, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of should governments penalize people for unhealthy lifestyles? Well, if you really think about it, they kind of are already doing that because, well, if you live in a regular society, in a westernized society, in a big city and stuff like that, well, what happens? You don't work, you're on the street. So the thing is what do you consider an unhealthy lifestyle? Could it be that you don't want to work? Could it be that you don't pay taxes? So, for example, if you do not pay taxes, well, eventually the taxes are going to have to be paid, and if they don't, well, the IRS is going to come to you and they're going to either ask you for a fine or they're going to put you in jail. And it's happened to a lot of people. And that's the thing, is that even though we are not necessarily told that we need to live in a certain way or another way, well, if we don't really abide to the rules of the society, well, then very, very fast we basically get hindered by it. We become handicapped. And that's the same with if you can't pay rent, if you can't pay your bills, well, you get penalized because, well, your score becomes bad, so you have a bad credit score, and if you have a bad credit score, well, you can't do a lot of stuff in life. And even if you have your get out card, which could be to file bankruptcy, well, then you get penalized for 7 years because then you can't open bank accounts, your credit is crap, and then you can't rent places, and you can't get a car, and you can't, there's so many things, and there's always ways around that, but then you need the help of other people and all these things. So that's why we have this really big surge of homeless people and people who are struggling all the time. So the unhealthy lifestyle in our society would be the lifestyle that doesn't want to work, that doesn't want to follow the rules, that doesn't want to pay taxes, that just wants to do whatever they want to do. So the government is definitely already punishing us. The only thing is that's funny is that a lot of people don't really realize that. They just take it for granted that we have to follow certain laws, that we have to do things a certain way. But somebody had to put these laws into place. People also had to agree upon these things. If people didn't want to pay taxes, for example, or if nobody wanted to work, well, then the 40-hour a week job would not exist. And that's the thing that regular people that don't really think too much, just accept stuff for what it is, don't really think about these things. But a lot of the institutional things, even the way that we eat, the farming process, the animals that we choose to eat and all that, was chosen at a certain point by the government, by the investors, by the people with wealth, and they were accepted as such by the society living in the westernized world, in the cities and all these things. And as it got accepted within the cities, then it got more accepted throughout the world and through rural areas and all these things. But definitely, if we are not abiding to the rules of what was told to us, we cannot really function very well in our society. So that's the thing, is that there's dystopian books such as 1984, Orson Welles, where they would say that the government is spying on us, that they are controlling us. Well, in some way, there are cameras pretty much everywhere. If there was to be a choice at one point that they wanted to change all the stoplights to go to green for a certain car and all that, the cities have the power to do that. There's control centers and all that. And that happens if there's, for example, a fire and then the fire truck has to go fast, stuff like that. They have that power. And we need to, as a society that's basically living within this realm, accept these things. And a lot of the things that are put into place can actually be for the good. If there's a lot of cameras and stuff like that, well, yeah, it takes away from the privacy, but at the same time, we're able to see if there's people that are going to do bad stuff, and we're able to track them down easier and stuff like that. But going back to the main subject of, does the government basically penalize us for living unhealthy lifestyles? Well, it's true. They do. They basically do. It's just that it's subliminal. They say that we're free. We have free will. Yes, we have free will to do certain things to a certain extent, but at the same time, we have to abide by certain types of rules and stick to them, because if bills are not paid, if we hurt other people in the process of living on the unhealthy lifestyle, if we hurt ourselves, then in the end, we're not really able to do what we want. And so we're not really in control 100% of ourselves, of our body, of our mind, and we have to definitely abide by certain rules, otherwise, well, we get punished for them. So that's it. That's all I have to say on the subject. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.